Monty in the Morning, the show Phoenix Magazine readers voted #1 talk radio show in Arizona.
#1 during your morning commute.
#1 whenever news breaks during your day.
And #1 whenever and wherever you want to talk sports.
Now it's time for Monty in the Morning.
Hey, yo, man. Thursday, February 4th, 2021. Hello.
Hi.
Our last 2 days on Periscope, Jake. It's a significant movement in the bowels of the Monty Show. I don't know. You should find us on the good old YouTube machine, The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show on YouTube. Just get to themontyshow.com. It really is that easy. themontyshow.com takes you right to our YouTube channel. Smash that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Come on, Jake. Throw the double thumbs. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube. And by the way, you can find us anywhere you want. Podcast, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Just search The Monty Show. MONTY, The Monty Show. I should also point out that Jake has a rather, crappy social media presence. Like, he hates Twitter. And he's only on Instagram to troll hot chicks. So you should probably follow him there.
Right?
Okay, wow. Really? SLC Supercars, Salt Lake City. SLC Supercars is where you find Jake on Twitter and the gram. Yes, we're going to talk about Wes Wright. But we're going to start talking about Tom Brady and the guy I think is going to win Super Bowl MVP, Pat Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs should win this Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Right?
They should.
But here's the thing. Would you rather have, in this game, not in the totality of their careers, but in this game, would you rather have Tom Terrific or Patty Mahomes? I think I would lean towards Patrick Mahomes in this game.
Yeah, I mean, everything says to lean Patrick Mahomes and to take his skill set and everything, but there's this certain thing that holds me back, which is that Tom Brady is one of the only people, and a Tom Brady-led team is one of the only teams to beat the Chiefs at home in the AFC Championship game. Now, he was a Patriot at that time, but at the same time, he's still playing at a really high level. So I think at my whole thing here is that if anybody was going to be able to beat Patrick Mahomes, it would be Tom Brady. Like he would be the guy. So it's really difficult. It's almost impossible. Like, I don't know. Like, I really, 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 really want to take the Bucs in this game. Okay. But you can't. Like, you can't choose the Bucs over the Chiefs. And so I think you have to take Patrick Mahomes. You have to. You don't have a choice.
Yeah, I find it interesting, almost comical at this point, and this is just me, that so many people believe that Tom Brady is not ageless. You know what I mean? Like, Tom Brady is not a guy that I think is, and what's the right way to say this? I don't think that Tom Brady is somebody that you can just go with and be like, oh yeah, he's fine. Don't worry about it.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm not saying that Tom Brady is a bad quarterback in any way, shape, or form, because I'm not saying that whatsoever. What I am saying is, I think there is a very interesting, I don't know what's the word, conundrum, when it comes to Tom Brady, and I think that at some point he's going to hit the wall. I don't know when that point is, but my guess is that it will likely be sooner than later. He's playing excellent football right now, so I think it's tough to bet against him, Jake.
Yeah, and I think the thing for Tom, and the reason he's been so resilient to aging, and the reason that he's been able to play for so long, is because of the way he plays the game. You don't see Tom Brady running. You don't see him taking big hits. Yeah, sure, he'll get knocked down several times a game. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the league. That's what happens. But he's never the guy who's taking, like, huge popping hits like, these other quarterbacks in the league do. And for that reason, and because he's put so much money into his body and everything, he's been able to push back Father Time, which obviously, as the saying goes, is undefeated. So eventually that'll catch up to him, but it's not now. It's not now. I think if I think if they execute at a high level, so like if guys like Gronk continue to block and do their job, if guys like Scotty Miller have a big play in this game, if the defense plays well, I do think they will be in this game. And if they're in the game, that's scary if you're the Chiefs because Tom Brady has the clutch gene, as he's proven time and time again.
By the way, it is being pointed out that we were having, apparently, Mevo is freaking out this morning, which is the tool that we use to, feed our video to YouTube. Okay, cool. I apologize if we're having Mevo issues, but that's not really the point. Apparently, it's very close up on Mevo, but that's fine. Whatever. It is what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So it doesn't. It's usually not like the way Mevo works. You're usually able to control it, but it seems like it's just like tripping out.
Well, it seems like on my phone it's fine. So Steve, I don't know what you're doing. Who's different than the Stever? I don't know what you're doing there, but it seems just fine to me. I always try to keep my people happy and placate them.
I said, yeah.
So I said, yeah. So let me set that shot again, and I'll do that right there. See, I try to do what I do. Anyway, my point is, let's move on. I want to believe that Tom Brady can win a 7th ring. But right now, today on Thursday morning, I feel like my heart says Kansas City is going to win this game. And I think, obviously, the quarterback's going to play a huge role in that. I would take Patrick Mahomes today over Tom Brady. The biggest question for me is going to be the wide receiver groups. Because I actually think Tampa's got a better wide receiver group than Kansas City does. Now, that depends on how you use Travis Kelce and how you classify him. But even if you just go Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce are your wide receivers, I mean, if you look at Godwin, Evans, the way Brate's played, Gronk, Antonio Brown, who's had this knee injury. We'll see if he's good to go. There's no reason, Jake, to believe that the Bucs are going to struggle at all to throw the football in this game.
No, and that's why I say if this turns into a shootout, I mean, again, it has to favor the Chiefs because they on paper have more firepower. But isn't this what we said in the Packer game when they played the Packers, the Bucs? Like, isn't this what we said that hey, like you're going on the road? You're going to Lambeau, and Aaron Rodgers is the MVP this year. How are they going to win that game? And they won that game by making plays that nobody expected them to make. Now, yes, Kansas City's a whole different animal, totally. They're way more talented. I would take Patrick Mahomes over Aaron Rodgers for sure. So they're just a better overall team. But I'm just telling you, Tom Brady's never been the guy who goes to the Super Bowl and gets blown out and just goes home. Like, he's never been the guy that goes home after getting handed a 20-point deficit in the first half. And so that's why I say I don't see a way, unless there's injuries for the Bucs or, unless they just absolutely just blow a play or, make a massive mistake that we wouldn't see them make typically, I don't see how this game's a blowout. I do think this is in the 30s for points on both sides. I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair, but I don't think the Chiefs just run away with this thing and have a cakewalk to the Super Bowl.
Oh, no chance do they just run away with it. And I don't think it's ever easy to win. And I think obviously some of the other matchups you have to watch in this game, without question, without doubt, you're looking at linebackers that are incredibly fast and physical in Tampa against a whole lot of speed. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be a huge factor in this game. If he's 100%, what's his level of ability? It'll be interesting to see who's healthy and what weapons are deployed. And I'll be interested to see how Tampa's defense deals with all that speed.
Right.
You know where Tyreek Hill's going to be. When he's in the slot and he's running a crossing route, just go stand on the opposite hash, and you're going to be around the football.
Science, bro.
But right, I mean that's
what they do.
That's their most effective set. That's their most effective formation, and I'll be interested to see exactly how Tampa deals with that. They've got injuries in their secondary that we'll talk about tomorrow. But when you really start looking at the minutia of matchups, and I don't mean to get to X's and O's and crossing patterns and 2D nickel dimes. But my point is...
Yeah, I like football season, all the things that go with it.
Yeah. My point is... I think this is going to be a fantastic matchup. But if you're asking me today which way I lean, I think it's the Kansas City Chiefs. And as Gabe Ledley says on YouTube, Lopes fan Gabe, how about that win over New Mexico State? Lopes up! He says, picking against TB12 in a Super Bowl, it's a bold strategy. Cotton, let's see how it works out for him. Don't know. Gabe? I don't know that it's going to work out for me.
Gabe, I trust me when I say I really want to pick Tom Brady in this game. Like I want him. I want to see 7. I do, because the fact of the matter is Mahomes is great and he's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer. No doubt about it. Like I think we can all agree on that. But there's a difference between being a Hall of Famer and winning 7 rings, right? Like winning 7 championships in the NFL. And having a 20-year career, and it's just it truly is greatest of all time stuff that I don't think is going to be matched for a long time if he's able to do it. Like getting a 7th. I mean, my God, imagine if this guy plays even 3 more years and even fathoms going after 8 or 9. Like I don't even know like how you compete with that. Like I just don't think it's like you said yesterday on the show. LeBron and Durant are on another level. They're on their own like pedestal. That's what Brady's doing if he wins his 7th, because it's just that's unheard of.
Well, and I also think if Patrick Mahomes goes back to back and wins 2 rings,
he's well on his way too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're probably in the Hall of Fame at that point if you win back-to-back Super Bowls.
Yep.
And you're the engine on the team that won back-to-back Super Bowls. I feel like he is, but. I guess my question is, as a 27-year-old millennial, do you really have appreciation for the history of what Tom Brady's done?
Yeah.
Because I think, you never saw guys like Joe Montana. You probably don't remember, being in your age, you don't remember Peyton Manning as a Colt, like in his prime, like.
Not young Peyton Manning, but I remember Peyton Manning as a Colt in the Super Bowl. I remember that.
Because it was against
Chicago.
The Chicago Bears.
Yeah, and the Bears kicked his ass. Not
Devin Hester ran it back.
No, I mean, in terms of appreciation, I don't have perspective as far as like, all the great names are concerned way back when. So like, I didn't get to watch, the Troy Aikmans and the John Elways and the Joe Montanas, and I didn't get to watch those guys, But in terms of like modern day, like I would say 2000s and forward, I would tell you that I do have appreciation. I think I've seen, I've seen. I mean, I saw some Mike Vick, I saw some Donovan McNabb, I saw, those names. I'm struggling to pull a ton of names off the top of my head, but like I remember those days. I do remember Peyton Manning as a Colt. I do. I remember how dominant he was. I specifically remember thinking about the fact that I like back then. I remember watching a game and not understanding why he constantly changed the play all the time as a kid. Like every single time he'd walk up to the line, change the play. And now, like having watched more football and getting it, like you come to understand that that's part of his greatness. They're going to call a play, but then Peyton's going to change everything based on what he sees. And that's the exact same thing Tom Brady does. The difference is Tom Brady's won a hell of a lot more.
Here's an interesting thing, though. Like, sometimes in the pantheon of recent quarterbacks...
Pantheon.
I think this Brett Favre story's bizarre. Like, did you hear about this?
Yes.
Brett Favre essentially telling Deshaun Watson not to leave the Texans because you make too much money, you should just shut up and play football.
Yeah.
How much of Brett Favre do you... I mean, you obviously remember Brett Favre running around, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you like Brett Favre? Like, what is your feeling on him? Just when I say to you Brett Favre, what comes to mind?
I feel like he's a nobody after his career. Like, he's a name, but he's not a brand at all. Like, he's not like, he's not like... I mean, anybody who's retired lately, like he's not on the level of like a Barry Sanders. I mean, Barry Sanders was on a radio show I was listening to yesterday. Barry Sanders is like a celebrity, whereas Brett Favre is known for what's that brand? Copperfield or whatever.
Copperfit.
Tommy Copper. No, Copperfit.
See, here's the thing. He's known for sending a picture of his thumb to Jen Sturger.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Right? He's known for sending a D pic He's known for, and the best part about him ripping Deshaun Watson, not ripping him, but
not supporting him,
telling him, hey, you need to stay there because you make too much money, is that Brett Favre forced his way out of Green Bay to go to the Jets to wind up in Minnesota to stick it to the Packers. So, who the hell are you to tell Deshaun Watson what he's got to do with his career?
Yeah.
And then the irony is you're telling him to stay there.
Yeah.
And this is why I asked you this. You know Brett Favre is a football player.
Yeah.
I know Brett Favre is a sexual harasser who is disingenuous and a hypocrite.
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously...
Who wears copper fit.
His knees and joints are feeling real good, I'm sure. When it comes to Brett Favre, I mean, I didn't get to see young Brett Favre, obviously, right? I didn't get to see him when he was playing on concrete turf fields and everything. But I did get to see him quite a bit as a kid in his heyday as a Packer. And I think that, I'm not a huge Brett Favre guy. Obviously, with him being a Packer and the way his career ended, it's not great at all. It doesn't really... I guess the best way to say it is he's not a guy that kids are going to be like, yes, Brett Favre, like he's a hero. Like nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying, oh man, like Brett Favre is one of the greatest of all time. He's hanging out with Joe Montana. No, nobody's saying that. Brett Favre is one of the best of all time at turning the football over and playing exciting football. Okay. That's what he is. Wow. But I'm serious. He's known as a gunslinger, right? Is that true? Is that not true? He is known as a gunslinger who takes risks and turns the football over. Now, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks the league's ever seen on the field and everything, but he's not a winner.
And stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not a huge Brett Favre guy. I'm not.
I don't know that I don't know that there are Packer fans who are huge Brett Favre guys. But the funny thing is, is that Kylie? Okay, I think it's Kylie.
How's it spelled?
Kylye.
Kylye. Yeah, Kylie. Okay, sure.
Okay. Your parents hated you. The point is, what? What? The point is, Kylie says you don't ever pick against a guy who's won 6 rings and shade to a guy who's won 1 ring. I think you have to go Tom Brady and the Bucs. It's pretty much a pick 'em in Vegas, and I got the Bucs all day.
And it's a home game for the Bucs.
But does that matter? It would be a home game if they'd allow them to shoot the cannons off.
Well, they're going to shoot the cannons off, just not for touchdowns.
All gas, no break.
Which I think is really funny. The NFL's like, you better not shoot your cannons off. Is that the night before the game, or what do you mean?
And when I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
Hey now, had to get Baker in here, didn't you?
Yep.
It's bad enough his fat head is behind you. And Okay, that came out wrong.
Whoa.
Anyway, my point is, at least shoot the cannons off for every touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, can we at least shoot the cannons off for every touchdown?
Yeah, I do it. I don't know why they wouldn't do it. Isn't that the point of going to a different venue every year?
It is.
To celebrate the intricacies of each venue.
William just said, shut up and talk about the guy at BYU. I'm getting there.
SuckMyAss.com.
Yeah, can you give me a minute? I don't want to go to oppression right out of the gate, bro. My God, yeah. So a couple other on Tom Brady versus.
Shut up and get to BYU already.
Well, hey man, a couple other on this because I do think that this conversation is interesting, and I think the other thing that comes to mind for me is that when you have 2 big names like this is a marquee matchup.
Yep.
And this is why, by the way, we haven't even talked about what we're doing for Super Bowl yet, right?
We don't have plans yet, bro. We're so busy trying to, get people to put cards on file. We haven't even decided what food we're going to have. We haven't decided what time the party's starting. Come on, dude.
No, the party starts at 9 o'clock this morning. Anyway, the point is, by the way, I had a pretty good month last month. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Anyway,
It's actually not that easy, but for me it was easy.
I make it all look easy, baby. Anyway, the point is, I think it's wings, pizza, and patty ice for the win. Man. I'll probably have a different opinion on what food we're going to eat tomorrow because I want taquitos too. But my wife
you're a big taquito guy.
My wife has really, really just been cooking her bootay off. She made chicken tortilla or turkey tortilla soup yesterday. I mean, she almost lit the house. My wife seriously almost burned the house down yesterday. Our brand new house, brand new appliances. She almost lit the house on fire. Like I'm trying to. Yeah, like I got my card on file, and she's like, ah. Anyway, hi. I'm leaning towards Patrick Mahomes. Tomorrow I may have a different answer, but we'll see. Number one Super Bowl food for you.
Man, that's tough, bro.
You're not a wing guy.
I mean, I'm not a wing guy on the level you are. I do like wings, but I'm
not convinced you like wings.
I love a good chips and salsa combo. Love a good chips and salsa combo. I love taquitos are good. They're good, but the thing with taquitos is you got to eat them while they're hot, because if you let them get cold, they're not nearly as good. You know,
taquitos when they're hot. We had those mini tacos last year.
Pizza rolls?
Nah, pizza rolls are terrible for you. It was a joke. I was kidding. Apple pie?
Yeah, I mean, Costco apple pie is undefeated.
Apple pie or pumpkin pie?
Oh, apple pie. Come on.
Apple pie or pecan pie?
Come on, guy.
I don't know. We were in line at Costco on Sunday. By the way, Sunday Costco in Utah, undefeated.
Amazing.
We were in line at Costco on Sunday, and a guy just walks up talking about how pizzas were $5. And he's like, hey, do you want a pizza? $5. I was like, all right, cool. Costco pizza's really good.
And you didn't tell me.
No, screw you. You didn't. You were like, oh, I gotta go home, which is code for I want to go home and talk on the phone to some hot chick.
No, that's not code for that. No,
yes, it
I
is.
had to fold laundry and
whatever. Bezos, you were at home,
bro. It was like 4:00 on a school night. I had to do stuff.
It was not 4:00.
Yeah, it was.
No, it was like 2:45.
Okay, whatever, dude.
You're soft.
Okay.
Anyway, the point is,
whatever.
The point is, Costco pizza's good. But the pie here in Utah is way better than Costco. But it's like $800 for one pizza. I don't know. We'll have to lock down the Super Bowl menu.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do a segment on it tomorrow.
This is the frustrating part about COVID. Never mind that 450,000 people are dead.
Yeah, just that little number.
Never mind that we lost a very close friend of our family yesterday to COVID. God rest your soul, Bonnie. Never mind that I know people who have lost their dads and all that. So I'm putting this in perspective, by the way. I miss getting together with people.
Well, yeah.
I miss going to concerts. I miss just going out to eat. Like a friend of mine in Phoenix was like, because I just passed $1 million in earnings at Yelp. And he asked me, were you going to Mastro's?
Nope.
View this the same as the flu.
I'm like, no, man, it's COVID. I would love to have gone to, it's a great achievement.
The coronavirus.
But I can't. What did we do? We replicated Mastro's the best we could at home.
Yeah.
It
was good.
It was good. It's just a bummer. In Super Bowl parties are one of the things I really look forward to every year.
Yeah, a lot of people in Phoenix were Instagramming and tweeting yesterday about how they're not going to be able to get to the Waste Management Phoenix Open this year.
Great example.
And how hole 16 is only one level instead of like a triple decker for all the fans and everything. So, yeah, COVID is it's not nearly over.
Yeah, it really is just. It's really frustrating. It is really one of those things where I've never been the guy that has a huge circle of friends. I've never been that guy. But I miss people.
Yeah.
I miss being around other humans, but I look at the way this coronavirus has impacted the rest of the world, and I see these variants that are coming in. Knock on wood, I haven't had coronavirus. You have, because you were out whoring at the clubs, but
they have the sniffles.
Yeah, I mean, sniffle encephalopathy. The point is, I haven't had COVID yet. My wife hasn't had COVID yet. We've really worked hard not to get it. I'm the guy who doesn't leave my house during the week pretty much. I don't. And on the weekends, I'm a mask guy. We just bought N95 masks through Honeywell. And we're following mask recommendations and wearing an N95 with a cloth mask over it. That's what you have to do with these new variants that are so much more potent. But my point is, I'm over this. I love that Joe Biden is sending vaccines to pharmacies now. I am ready to get vaccinated. I am ready to get on with my life. This is just, and I know I've said this 10 other times during the pandemic, but right now I'm just really feeling the weight of the world. Right? I feel like the
So once you get
oppression
vaccinated,
is real.
So once you get vaccinated, then you going back to the gym and you're living life again, or what?
No, but I will feel I'm not going to stop wearing a mask. I'm going to keep just because you get vaccinated doesn't mean you can't get it. You know.
So what's the point of vaccination then?
It just gives you a little more freedom. You know, people that are vaccinated, I mean, their mortality rates are, very incredibly low. I don't know that we've had a reported death of somebody who's been vaccinated from coronavirus.
Yeah.
And when you can still get it, but like the implications and the impact on your body are far, far less dire. Far less dire.
Right.
The depth of your illness is far less. Being vaccinated doesn't mean you're not going to get coronavirus. There are too many now variants. They're saying there's thousands of variants in the world. But it gives you some safety that you're not going to die. It's not going to kill you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that I'm going to be more brave about it. That doesn't mean that...
Well, the question is, at what point do we get back to living a normal life? Where we can at least go to the gym or like go and just do what we would normally do. That's the question. At what point can we go back to the movie theater and not feel like we're going to die?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll know when we get there.
Well, thanks.
I don't know. Make sure you find us on YouTube. The Monty Show. MONTY, themontyshow.com. Smash that subscribe button. Please give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Obviously, as you can see, with our subscriber counts going way up and with all the likes and the comments on our videos, we really are growing. Our channel's new. We don't even have 130 subscribers yet.
Nope.
But we're growing. And, we've been on YouTube for about a month now. And to have 130 subscribers is pretty impressive. I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like you guys have always supported this show, so I would ask you, find us on YouTube, The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show. Hit subscribe. If you are watching this show on Periscope, today and tomorrow are the final 2 shows on Periscope. Get to YouTube now and find The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show, and hit subscribe. All right, can we move to Wesley Wright versus Tinder versus BYU? This has been an incredibly controversial situation at BYU, and it didn't need to be this. It really didn't even blow up, right? So this woman that is on Tinder who happens to be a Dixie State student.
Yeah.
She's on Tinder. She's going about her life. And then her and Wes Wright, the defensive back at BYU, wind up intersecting on Tinder. They had one interaction, which was, hey,
get your baby murdering ass out of here.
You're a terrible person because you are pro-choice.
Yeah.
Right? Wes Wright sent her that message, and she sent that message all around BYU. She sent it to the honor code office, the football staff. Like, she sent it to anybody at BYU that would listen. Is that the right thing to do? I don't know. You got to make your own choice. But now it's out there and we know about it. BYU said, we're aware of the situation and it's being handled. That type of behavior does not represent BYU. We're handling it. Well, then it comes out that Wes Wright apparently is not being disciplined for this. How do we know this? Because he said it on social media.
Snapchat.
He said it on Snapchat that, and I actually have the picture, so I want to make sure I get this right, because I want to read his own words verbatim. He said, for everyone asking if I'm in zero trouble. They didn't care, and they're on my side, he says about BYU.
Yeah.
They didn't care, and they're on my side. What immediately comes to mind for you?
That I don't think that's true. I think Wes Wright probably was spoken to. I think he was probably sternly told, like, hey, like, this can't fly. There's no reason for you to be doing this. Like, you're not going to get suspended, but, do it again and, nothing good is going to come from it. So Wes Wright, being the personality that he is, thought it was cool to just go on Snapchat and essentially brag about it. And that's really where I part ways with Wes, because I don't understand. Like, I don't agree with what he said to her initially. I think it does definitely violate the honor code. But at the same time, not that I'm advocating for it, but if he would have just not said anything, it probably just goes away. He would have not, if he would have not gone on Snapchat and posted that everywhere and everything, I don't know why you would do that. Why not just, this is what I'll never understand about athletes. You can't help yourself. Literally, you can't help yourself.
You just can't help yourself.
You can't just shut up, go about your education, and go about being a football player. You got to brag, and you got to, be brazen about it.
And I wish I understood that. I do, because okay, let's pretend we all overreacted to the original thing.
Mm-hmm.
My thought was when he said, "Get your baby murdering ass out of here" on Tinder. My thought was, okay, this is unbecoming of somebody who has signed the honor code, and who has basically said that they're going to dedicate their lives to living the BYU lifestyle, treating others with respect, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Okay, slap on the wrist. Let's be better men. Okay, cool. Let's move on with our lives. But then when you put this out here that you're in zero trouble, BYU is on your side and they agree with you, that's a problem. And the reason that's a problem is because, I just don't think that's true. I don't know Kalani and Tom Homo, the athletic director at BYU, Kalani Sitake, the head coach at BYU personally. I've been around them enough to know, and I've talked to them enough to know that character and morals matter. And when you attack somebody, and this has nothing, by the way, this has nothing to do with Stephanie, this girl at Dixie State. It has nothing to do with her being a woman. Nothing. It's all about her being a human being. Okay? I don't care if you are pro-life or pro-choice, because that's your right. This is America. You have the freedom to believe and feel and have opinions that are your own, that you hold true to yourself. And because those are your opinions and your beliefs, they're valid. It's not that you're a woman, it's that you're a human being. So your opinion matters. Your feelings matter. The way people treat you matters. You deserve respect because you're a human, not because you're a woman talking about abortion. You're a human being giving your opinion on something that matters to you. And by the way, I would just remind you, it's not like she put up some Tinder post about, hey, I am pro-abortion, let's smash. That's not what this was. She had a little bubble that said pro-choice on her Tinder profile. He found that so offensive, he went out of his way to send her a message insulting her. That's not the BYU values. That's not the values of the honor code. That is not the standard that BYU has set forward. So to say, as so many, and I'm going to read all your tweets here in a minute, to say that so many people, non-story, move on. This one guy, Teddy, tweeted at me, non-story, move on, right? So I got that screenshot of his, you're saying Snapchat.
It's Snapchat, yeah.
I got this screenshot. I don't use Snapchat. I detest it.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah. I got this screenshot sent to me today of his Snapchat. And so I posted it. And what I said was, so Wesley Wright seems to be representing BYU and BYU football with class and humility. Tom Homo, Kalani Sitake, are you really on his side? Immediately, Max Power, a guy I like a lot on Twitter, he's good people.
Max is a good dude.
Said, what are you trying to do here, Monty? Are you really taking it upon yourself to see it that discipline is taken because a college athlete used a Bible swear? I'm a big fan of yours, but this is really lame of you. Max and to everybody else who says this isn't a big deal or this is a Bible swear, it has nothing to do with even the language that he used. He disrespected her. And you attacked her because you went and sought that out. He was looking for that. Mm-hmm. It's not like Wes was like, oh, hey, wow, you know what? I just disagree with this. By the way, it's a dating app. If you're not pro-choice and it's offensive to you that somebody's pro-choice, swipe right, bro. Just keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. But no, you took the time, Wes Wright, to stop and send her a nasty message. You got to be better than that. You agreed to be better than that. You agreed to live a better lifestyle than that when you signed the honor code.
Yep.
And you haven't lived up to that. So, yeah, I think there should be discipline for that.
I'm really surprised that people are struggling to understand why this is a problem. Like, people legitimately think that this is a problem because he used the word ass.
Yes.
That's not why
it's not the issue. It's not the issue at all. Tommy on Twitter says the kid comes across as an entitled brat. His follow-up about being in zero trouble is stupid. His original comment should have been withheld, but if this is the type of overreaction we will get to insensitive comments that we don't agree with, help us all. Again, who brought this to the feet at BYU?
Why are we talking about it?
Because Wes Wright went after this girl.
Yep.
That's why. Okay? Fish Coog says, I'm the biggest BYU fan on earth. Wes is a dipshit. I would agree with that.
Great way to say it.
Jaleel says, this is cancel culture all over again. I'm so over it. This is not cancel culture.
How is this cancel culture?
Cancel culture would be, oh my God, you're a terrible human. What this kid did is unbecoming of a BYU student. No, I didn't say BYU football player. Wes Wright's behavior is unbecoming of a BYU student. I don't care if he's a good football player or not. Frankly, he's not a high-impact player on that team. So it's not that this kid is some unbelievable football player. That wouldn't make a difference to me in the first place, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's unbecoming of a BYU student. And I wish people understood that. Riley saying, you're going after a teenager. Let it go. You're an adult. Who cares what you think? This is not going after a teenager. This is not, where is the other one? Ben said, just let the kid play. Let the kid play football. He's young. He made a mistake. Okay, well then own up to the fact you're young and you made a mistake. You know how you own up to that? You don't get on Snapchat and say, I'm in zero trouble. They're on my side. That's not owning up to it.
No, I mean, you could have put this all to bed by just saying, hey, I said something I shouldn't have said. I'm sorry to Steph, and I'm going to move on from this.
It's infuriating that there is this belief because he plays football that somehow this kid is entitled to something more. He's not. And I am the guy who will tell you on a regular basis, the honor code is not for everybody.
It's not.
It just isn't.
But it doesn't matter if it's for everybody. You signed an agreement.
Yeah, exactly. You said the honor code's for me.
Yeah.
I've read it. I'm going to sign it. I'm going to abide by it.
And then I'm going to get on Tinder and I'm going to disrespect women. Okay,
yeah.
Great.
And then you get on Tinder and...
By the way, for all these people saying this isn't a big deal, would it be a big deal if he said something more heinous? What would make it a big deal? What would he had to say there to make it a big deal? Because it's really, at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is it has nothing to really even do with the actual verbiage he used.
Nothing.
It's more about the idea that he thinks it's okay to go after people. Because again, let's not forget, he wasn't provoked. He was not. It's not as though Steph, the woman in this case, the human being in this case, on the other side of the phone, went after the guy. He messaged her out of the blue because she had a bubble on her profile that said, pro-choice. Okay, cool. So let me get this right. You're a football player with a high profile, right? Like, you're not an amazing player, but you're a BYU football player. You're known. You're known by people. So you have that. You signed an agreement not to be an asshole on Twitter and Tinder and all these other places. You essentially signed an agreement that makes it so that you will treat people with respect and you will live your life, in a respectful manner, essentially, is a good way to sum up the honor code, in my opinion. Right?
Yeah, and King Chief.
That's a great name.
King Chief says, you don't know anything about the honor code. You don't even go to BYU, and you're not in the church. You shouldn't be talking about this. Right. Okay, so wait. And this is what I said yesterday.
This is the elitist attitude. I love it,
This
bro.
is exactly what I said yesterday. This is the kind of attitude that perpetuates the stigma that if you're LDS and you go to BYU, you're elite.
Mm-hmm.
You're not. I'm telling you, you're not. And I know that there is that stigma that's out there. I don't believe that's the case. I know too many BYU alums. I know people that work at BYU. I know people that went to BYU.
You notice what's funny about this whole thing? Like, seriously, what's funny about this whole thing is what you're reading about right now is all these Twitter tough guys who want to be tough guys on Twitter, right? They want to talk about, oh, you don't know anything you're talking about. But yet when everything is fine, you never hear from them, right? When everything's normal, you never hear from people on Twitter. It's only when they want to defend some kid who plays at BYU who clearly made a mistake, And that's truly our culture. We don't want to have meaningful conversations. These people would never want to have a conversation that ends in progression for what really happened here. They just want to say, you don't know anything, you're not Mormon, you don't go to BYU, never mind the fact that you covered BYU for 5 years, never mind the fact that you have a huge following here, never mind the fact that, you have spent a ton of time around the program. No,
but never mind the fact that we're just all a group of human beings who we've gotten into this habit of treating people poorly and thinking that's okay. Because I'm telling you, it's not okay. The way you treat somebody is reflective of who you are, who your family is, who the people that are around you are. Because when you treat people like this, when you're a Tinder tough guy and when you're a Snapchat, snap-faced tough guy like this, who are you in real life? Because my guess is you're not walking up to people telling them to get their baby murdering ass out of your, theology class. My guess is you're not doing that, Wes, because you don't do that in real life. You do that when there's no repercussions on Snapchat or on Tinder or on Twitter or on Facebook. And what that says to me is you're a fraud.
The guy played 2 snaps the entire season.
But who cares? And this is why I say, other people have said that same thing. He's a non-factor. He runs down on kickoffs.
The reason it matters, you know why it matters? Because it plays into this whole idea that he's an entitled young white kid who thinks that he is bulletproof. He says to himself, hey, I play at BYU. My family's awesome. I've got everything going for me. I'm the best. Whereas the kid who had to earn his way into BYU, who had to do everything perfect for 10, 15 years to get his shot at BYU, is grateful and is humble and treats people with respect. That's why him only playing 2 snaps matters, because he's not an influential player on the team. Yep. He just wants to be able to say, hey, I'm a BYU football player, and that makes me better than you. That's why the 2-snap thing matters. That's why.
Yeah, I just think this is... Yeah, Rich Nielsen says, there is no honor code actionable offense here. What I see is an entitled athlete treating a member of the opposite sex poorly. That is most unfortunate, but the entitlement issue is hardly unique to BYU. If I were his coach or father, there would be conversations for sure. Oh, has to be. And you can't tell me, the one thing I know about Kalani Sitake, the head football coach at BYU, that's a man of integrity. That's a man who cares how his guys act.
And by the way, I'm not saying the kid should get kicked out of the program, right? All I'm saying here is that, hey, this is this type of behavior, and a lot of people will be pissed off by this, but this type of behavior leads to more severe things later in life. If now at a young age you think it's okay to disrespect people on social media apps and to do and say things like that, well, what are you going to do, if you were to get to the league and get the money, and this is how the progression happens. And so, yes, there needs to be conversations. I could even see like a light suspension from the program or something if they really wanted to be hardcore, but I think that even that's probably too far. Like, this is what I struggle with. What is the actual discipline that the guy should get? That's the tough part here.
I think now you have to discipline him. Now that he's come out and said, zero trouble, they're on my side.
Yeah.
My guess is you won't see him on social media. That'd be my guess. But here's the real issue. And Jeff sent me a Twitter DM on this, and it's what I said yesterday. What Wes Wright did when he sent that message to this Stephanie person, and now what he's done by posting on Snapchat that he's in zero trouble and they're on my side, he has devalued the honor code. Because whether it's an actionable honor code offense or not, by the letter of the honor code, it's an honor code violation. But it's probably hey, that's not what we do here at BYU. Can you not do that anymore? Okay, cool, thanks. Right, all right, let's move on. Let's go watch, BYU TV together.
Let's go watch
cool.
film.
Right, all right, decaf for everybody. Like, that's what this is. This is not, this is not Harvey Younger. You didn't have sex and get somebody pregnant. This is not consumption or possession by consumption, which more than too many BYU football players have gotten, caught with alcohol possession by consumption, right?
Right.
That's not what this is until now. Because what you did by posting on Snapchat is you disrespected the honor code. You devalued the honor code. You devalued the not the reputation on the whole, but you made it appear that BYU football and BYU, it's just a piece of paper that says I have to follow some rules. I don't really have to follow those rules.
Yeah.
That's what you did here. And more than that, I think it reflects poorly on Kalani Sitake. And I just don't think you can let that pass. But anyway, I'm probably making too much of it. Let me read a few more comments on this because there are a lot. I appreciate that you guys tweet with me on a regular basis. The Stanley Machine. The Stanley Machine. That's two machines today.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Exactly. The Stanley Machine says the honor code has to be respected and enforced. The problem is it never is. This is why everybody wants into the Big 12. Let's just get rid of the honor code and we could be a major conference football team. It doesn't work like that. Totally agree with that.
Yep.
Totally agree with that.
Good take.
It doesn't work like that, right? You don't play football on Sundays. It doesn't work like that. You don't play basketball on Sundays because it doesn't work like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we could go on, but you should hit subscribe on our YouTube channel. Just search The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show. Should we talk about breakups or AMC stock?
AMC stock.
Yeah, you want to avoid breakups. I get it. So we made a pretty spectacular change. Well, I say we. You made a pretty spectacular change on my AMC stock. Which is to say I sold it. And then I bought it back. So I sold it for $1 less per share than I bought it.
Okay.
And then I rebought it at $8.
Okay.
Okay, so immediately the stock went up to $9. So I've pretty well covered a good part of my nut on AMC.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, do you hold or sell now? Because I'm close to break even.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to buy twice as much stock almost. Like I got a whole gaggle of AMC stock yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I made $1 a share on it.
Right.
And essentially I was able to make all my money back. But there is some belief today, pre-market it's down about 20 cents.
Uh-huh.
But there's some belief today that we're gonna go back. We're gonna see a little bit of a bump here.
So
going into
15,
Friday
16
trading,
or what? I mean, what are they saying?
I just want to see it north of 10.
No, I know, but they're saying that they're going to see a bump.
Yeah,
So
there's
are
a lot of
they
people. There's a lot of people who believe. I don't know that anybody can predict where it goes, but there's a lot of people who believe that we're going to see it up.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think if you can get north of 10, north of 11, I think then you've got some real incentive to sell, and to get out. But at the same time, again, let's not forget, and I told you this would happen. Monday when we talked about this, what did we discuss? That there's a long way to go before Friday. and that the hedge funds don't have to pay till Friday, right? And the momentum of this stock will slow down as the week progresses.
And people couldn't hold their water.
And they could not hold their water. And so, now you're at a point where these hedge funds have, I can't remember the stat. I saw it the other day, but I apologize. I don't know it. But basically, the hedge funds have doubled down on shorting the stock.
Yes.
Essentially, because they know that
it's affordable again.
Yeah,
Just short the stock.
Yeah, so they know they're essentially, again, hedging, because that's what hedge funds do. They're hedging that people will not buy back in and push the price up. And so then they're going to make a ton of money on shorting AMC. And so, if I'm you, like, I'm probably out anywhere north of 11. I think. What did you say? You got it back at 8.
At
right?
8.
So I mean, if you're
got it back at 8.
If you're north of 11, you really got to consider selling.
I will be positive on my previous investment
if you get north of 11.
Yeah.
And so if you get north of 11,
I was doing math yesterday while I was crushing it at Yelp. In between putting cards on file at Yelp yesterday, I was doing math.
We get it.
What?
Yeah.
What? I had a hat trick yesterday. What do you want from me?
We get it.
How many did you get? The point is, I kid. The point is, I think it's 1075.
Okay.
If at 10
is your break even?
Yeah, 1075. I'm buying Jordans. Like it's no, my break even on my original is like 1005.
Still progress to be made.
Yeah, like so that's my point. Like between 1075 and 11 is the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Anything over 10, I'm in good shape.
Yeah, if you get over 11, I think you got to get out, dude. You don't want to be in that stock next week.
I don't. Oh, I won't be in that stock next week.
You don't want to be in that stock next week.
I won't.
Yeah, that's not going to fly.
But again, I want to remind everybody, a lot of people have been asking me for trading tips. I am not the guy you ask for trading tips. A, I'm not going to give you tips because I don't play with other people's money. Mm-hmm. B, I'm just a dude. I'm not a stock expert. I happen to be a voracious reader. I happen to watch a lot of financial content. And so I have an idea of what content team. I happen to have an idea. God, amazing. Anyway, I happen to have an idea of what's coming and what's going, and I feel like I missed the AMC train by a day.
Empty. The opposite of full.
You're a jerk. But the point is, that was amazing. Had I gotten in on AMC a day before I did, I would have made 5 figures on my AMC investment. Mm-hmm. But now if it goes above 11, I will make decent money on this.
Yeah, but my point just is like now we're at the point in this stock and its story and its path where you just got to get back to, obviously breaking even, but like just a little bit of profit and getting out. And this is the greater conversation, right? Like people hold stocks for too long and then they lose their ass on it. It'll go from like, it'll get to like 13 today and then it'll go down to like 2 and it'll never come back and you're screwed, So that's the thing. That's why like it's fun to be in these stocks, but they're at the end, it's very volatile. Like you either got out or you didn't. And if you didn't, you're done.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about getting out is that, and I found myself in this position too, it's a drug, right? Like it's a drug. You don't want to get out. You need that high. Mm-hmm.
I want it.
I want my money now. The high is going to be, if it gets to 11, you're going to, like, you'll hear me yell from your place.
We're getting somewhere.
Right? Like, you live a couple miles away from me, you'll hear me yell from there. Because if it gets to 11, I'm out. I'm selling like a motherfucker.
You should be.
Daddy's got new shoes.
Are we clear on that?
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, by the way, we're 45 minutes away from me losing another auction on the Sneakers app. But the point is, if we get to 11, I'm out.
This is how well I've done.
What?
Not buying shoes.
What's that?
I don't know what the auction is this morning because I've done so good at not looking.
You're not going to like it. You're not going to like it. I'm just telling you now. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Just search The Monty Show, Monty, The Monty Show. There's some fire in the shoe game today.
Bro, those pink dunks are fire, bro.
It's called a Cosmic Fuchsia. Dunk High Ambush Cosmic Fuchsia. And I don't know, I'll try to hold this up. I'll try not to get angry and curse. I love Angry Vic. I don't know. Can you see that? That's a cosmic fuchsia. I know that's hard to see, but and if you don't have the sneakers app, you're a fool.
How much is it? It's 180. God,
Guy,
dude.
it's already pre-market.
Pre-market on the sneakers app. It's $500.
No, it's like 620 already. Like the profit margin in that shoe. The problem is this is one of those shoes that I couldn't get rid of if I got it.
I would keep this.
Yeah, that would be really difficult to sell that shoe. Yes, it is all about the pimps and players on this mofo. That's too far, sorry. My point is that there's some heat coming in the sneakers app too. So losing this auction may be a blessing in disguise. But before we get to Kim Kardashian trying to trash Kanye's shoe collection, Jake knows all about that. I can't stop myself. I am also upset with Nike because the anthracite shoe that's coming out, the Air Jordan 5 anthracite, they don't make it in my size. They stop at size 14. So those of us that are both long and thick don't have any shot at that shoe.
No.
What? What size do you wear? Oh,
13.
A 10. A
13,
10.
baby.
He wears a 10.
Just big enough. Just big enough to always have a selection.
Yep, just put the big toe in. Anyway, the point is, they don't make that shoe in my size, and that shoe is flippin' fire. Like, I love that shoe. By the way, real quick on cursing on this show. The other day, and I brought this on myself because I talked about how much I curse on this show. I got several messages. One guy, I can't, and bless you because I can't remember your name. I can't remember who said it. I can't remember. Anyway, somebody said, hey, sometimes when you're cursing, I do turn it off because my wife and my son are in the car. And another guy said, I listen to your podcast at work.
Is there something else I can help with?
Bro.
Wait, Siri, relax.
Chill out.
Stop. Another guy was like, I listen to your podcast at work and sometimes I have to turn it off. So he was.
Vexes me.
Yeah, I'm terribly vexed by people that turn this off.
Terribly vexed.
We don't ever talk about sex on this show, do we? Like, not very often. It's just it doesn't come like Mia Khalifa.
It's really story based. Yeah, I mean, we don't unless there has to be a story around it. I mean,
yeah, Wes Wright trying to smash. I mean, like that.
Smash his career or smash Steph. I mean, it's kind of confusing. Anyway, okay, good talk. Good talk. Yeah. No, look, hey, but seriously, I mean, ever since that day that we talked about not cursing on the show, I don't feel like we've cursed a lot. You've cursed one time since then.
Yeah, I try not to.
Yeah.
I really try not to. So let's talk about the, speaking of sex, Kim K, the queen of sex tapes. She put out a tape.
Yes, she did.
With Ray J. What do you want from me?
Yes, she did.
I don't know about it because I, of course, haven't seen it. Nah. Anyway, have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, you liar.
No, I haven't.
Really?
No. You want to rip me over not knowing Brett Favre? That was like, when did that even come out? Like, what year did that come out?
Who cares? You really see? I think. Oh, maybe I'm okay. Maybe I'm too far into it, but
2007, bro. 2007.
You were 14.
Dude. No.
You were 14. You had a smartphone, and you're telling me you know? Oh my god!
In 2007, I had a smartphone. Did I really?
Yes, I had bought it for you. But oh my. Sorry,
I don't remember.
Anyway.
Okay, good talk.
Kim K and Kanye, Yeezy, are getting divorced because, well, frankly, he's crazy, literally.
Yeah.
And he won't get help and he won't take meds. So she's out. He moved out of her home yesterday. Did you notice what he took? If you follow me on Twitter, The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show, you already know this.
Mm-hmm.
He took his shoe collection.
Pack this thing up! We're out of here!
He took his shoe collection.
Yeah.
What do you know about moving shoes out of your girlfriend's house?
Goddamn, when you have a lot of shoes, you don't know you have a lot of shoes, bro. Like, holy cow.
So are we free to tell this story, or should we not?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose we can. If it goes nuclear on me, I guess it's your fault, not mine. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell the story anyways, because I like making you uncomfortable.
Right.
So, when you broke up with your girlfriend over text.
Dude, why do you got to frame it like that?
Like what?
Like,
What do you mean?
No.
Anyway.
You're going to do me dirty on this story. I get it.
So Jake is living with his girlfriend, and he breaks up with her via text. And stop me when I lie. Anyway.
I'll drop that motherfucker.
Well, but I'm sure that is what she said. I think that's a direct quote. But anyway, after you broke up with your girlfriend on text, okay, there came this process of moving out of her condo. And so we had driven down, like you had gotten coronavirus, the coronavirus. You came and quarantined in my house.
The coronavirus.
In Salt Lake. And that is when you decided it would be a good idea to break somebody's heart by text messaging them. And you did that. And then we drove back down there. Love is forever. You drove back down there with me. I drove back and stuff. And so when we were moving your stuff out, it was all kind of shoes. How worried about your shoe collection were you?
I wasn't that worried.
Liar.
I wasn't. Like, what? I was not worried. I wasn't worried about my car. I wasn't worried about my shoes. Like, the only thing I was worried about is, was it all going to fit in the Subi? Because it was close.
You were more worried about your shoes than your car.
Yeah, because I can replace the car. It's not a problem. Like, I can get a wrap. Like, it's fine.
You can't replace the J's.
Bro, the turbo's still going to spool up. It's not an issue.
You know,
like, you can't replace, what do we got on the wall here? You can't replace black toes or black cats or, Air Jordan 5 grapes or whatever.
How much you think your shoe collection's worth? Like,
God.
Even conservatively, what do you think?
Well, if you estimate that all the retros, just the retro Jordans, are about $200 a pop, that's got to be like $5,000. Like,
easy.
You think that's? I haven't counted how many I have, but it's probably. I've literally got with my collection. It's at a point, and I just added to it yesterday with the Hyper Blues or Hyper Royals. It's at a point where I have a stack of shoe boxes that are probably 9 feet high at this point. Like, they're taller than me. And so, yeah, it's probably...
I have an entire bedroom dedicated to my shoes.
Yeah, so, it's a thing. Now I'm the guy, the place where we're different is I wear all of my shoes. I don't hold them, but, at the same time, it's... Yeah, they sit around too. Like, I try to not wear them as much, especially being winter in Salt Lake. I really try not to wear. I wear some ones sometimes, but I really try to be careful with when I wear them and stuff.
Ben wants to know if we've ever considered how much money you've spent on shoes and what you would have done with it had you not.
If I hadn't spent the money on shoes, I would have modified my car more. That's why.
See, the thing is, it's not like you wrote a check for $5,000 and they dropped off a bunch of shoes, right? They're 1 here, 7 there, 2 there.
Yeah, let's
my
not
birthday
forget,
last year at
House
House
of
of
Hoops. Let's not forget
Hoops.
when we went to House of Hoops.
When we bought on my birthday last year, February 19th, by the way.
It's 15 days away.
Send gifts. On my birthday last year, we went to House of Hoops, and we bought, I think, 11 or 12 pairs of shoes. And, the hotel room, this was in Los Angeles. The hotel room had 2 stacks, one stacked to the ceiling and another one about halfway to the ceiling. It was impressive. I only wonder what the cleaning people thought of that when we checked out of the hotel.
Yeah, because the problem was, did we drive back or did we fly back?
We flew back.
We flew back, huh?
So we couldn't fit all the boxes.
Oh, my God.
We had to leave the boxes, but you don't remember that?
I do remember that now. I hadn't thought about that in a while.
Yeah, we had to find out. We wore one. I put two pairs in a backpack. My roller bag was we had the red cements.
Yeah.
The Giannis coming to Americas.
LeBrons.
Oh, the LeBrons, yes.
What are those?
Yes.
The 14s, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like the LeBron 14. I can't remember.
I'm really excited. So anyway, my point is this pink fuchsia shoe this morning, I'm really excited about it. That's coming up in 35 minutes when I'm going to lose that auction on the sneakers app. But when you were breaking up with your girlfriend over text, you had to be nervous. You had to be nervous about your shoes.
I wasn't that nervous. A little bit, but
would you have been you weren't concerned she was going to damage your things?
No,
you were not.
No,
you were really not.
No, I wasn't. But yeah, dude, moving a shoe collection is
that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, dude. I worked my ass off moving that shoe collection. Like
Yeah,
but like you just loaded it up. I had to go up and down the stairs and so. But
I wasn't allowed in the house.
My biggest concern was it going to fit in the car? Like we had two cars. We had the Grand Cherokee and we had the Subi.
It easily fit.
Yeah, but it's hard to know that until you're there and like.
Yeah.
So that
you had
that
no
was
other
my
possessions.
concern,
You had like nothing else.
I don't have a lot of possessions. That's the thing. Like it's literally shoes.
Yeah.
Now I have some furniture, but like I don't really have anything crazy.
Yeah. How's single life treating you?
It's fine. It's simple. COVID makes it so I basically don't leave the house unless I'm coming here or going to the store. So yeah, nothing.
No hot chicks living at the new complex.
Nope.
Have you met any of your neighbors?
I actually have, and again, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but it's funny. Like I leave early enough where I don't see anybody, and then I get back. I feel like after everyone's left already, if they're gonna leave, because it's like 8:15ish, so you would have already left if you had to go. And I'm not out during the day,
Okay.
So there's not really anybody to meet.
Okay. So, have you thought any more about what food we're going to have on Sunday for the Super Bowl?
No, I'm gonna need time.
Mrs. Monty's going to make something vegetarian, I'm sure. She'll make like quinoa.
I'm kind of vibing on some nachos. What do you think about nachos?
I would do nachos. I don't know if my bowels will recover from the turkey fajita soup yesterday my wife made was amazing. Yeah, pretty much. Like I had 2 bowls of that and it was unbelievable. Unbelievable. So maybe we avoid the legumes until Sunday so that I can recover.
Isn't that like a fancy word for beans?
Yes.
Okay.
But
sure.
I want to seem intelligent because I was just called stupid on Twitter again.
Oh, okay, good. What is that, like 5 times today?
Yeah, well, Wes Wright's a football player. He deserves a free pass.
Right, yeah, sure.
God will give him a free pass, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is, what? Don't start. All right. I am going to go lose an auction on the sneakers app here coming up. Make sure you find us on YouTube, The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show. We post highlights of the show. All our different topics are broken out into single videos, and you can listen to the whole show. So just get to themontyshow.com, MONTY, themontyshow.com. Directs you right to our YouTube channel. Hit subscribe. Give us a thumbs up on the videos as well. Helps us grow. If you're a podcaster, just search The Monty Show. MONTY, The Monty Show, wherever you get podcasts. Spotify, iTunes, Google Play Store, iHeartRadio, you name it, we're there. The Monty Show. MONTY, The Monty Show. Until tomorrow, say rest in peace, Bonnie.
Rest in peace, Bonnie.